Welcome back to class 2. Hope you guys enjoyed the first class. Uh can anyone remind me what the homework is? Well, I know the homework. I'm just want to see if you guys did it. So Seth, could you do you know what remember what the homework was?
Yeah, so we had to fit the beat that we chose from one of the library that you gave us,
One of the
and then
drums, yeah.
yeah, and then fit it to a metronome so that it synced up with the metronome,
Hmm.
and then add like an ambient sound to it as well. You said like birds or just like another sound to add to it,
Hmm.
and then make it 4 bars.
Yeah. So
Oh,
so
and then
you
also put them in track 1 and 2 in the
yep,
mixer.
yep. Okay. So I'm excited to hear you guys' stuff, what you guys worked on so far. Remember, it didn't just have to be ambient sounds. It could have been a sample that you found because I'm sure some of you guys are like a little proficient in knowing how to make beats already. So uh, if whatever you chose to use, I'm excited to hear. So who wants to start first? Don't make me calling you guys. All right, Valerie, you want to start first?
I'm having hardware issues with my computer, so I can't download FL Studio. And I was
Oh,
trying to do it in Pro Tools, but there's no sound coming out of Pro Tools.
can export the song and then play it on like your whatever player you have.
Okay, I'll try to do that.
I can actually go first if that's cool. If
Yeah,
there's time.
yeah.
I just
You
gotta
want to
share my
just share your sound.
yeah. I
Hey, you
can
guys, make
find
sure
it.
in the meantime, everyone else, just to make you guys' lives easier, just export it on your computer as like a MP3 or WAV file, and so that you guys can play it on whatever player there is, because the sharing the screen is a little bit harder with and hearing the audio is a little bit harder through a DAW.
All right. Can you see this?
Yes.
All right. I'll start playing. All right.
Can't hear anything. When you shared
Nothing.
your screen, did you click the bottom that says share audio as well?
Let me do that. Let me do
Yeah.
that. Let me do that. Share computer sound. All right.
Cool.
So
Cool.
that's my loop, and
So
I'll
what
open
what
up.
drums did you use?
So I used I can actually share. I used the what did I? Oh man, I opened up the wrong project. But I used the layout drums, I think.
Okay. Cool.
So, and I can't remember the original tempo, but I stretched it to 90 BPM.
Okay.
Did like a 2 bar loop,
Mm-hmm.
and what I did was what did I do? I found a sample I found a sample that was originally in E minor. It's just like E minor chord progression, but I pitched it up to A flat minor instead. I'll probably share this window.
Cool.
So yeah, so this I don't know if you can see, but it's layover drums,
Mm-hmm.
and this is the sample that I it was already at 90 BPM, but I pitched it up
Okay.
and I added a melody and from a patch. So
Oh, so you went above and beyond. So
yeah,
he added a melody on top of the sample and adding the drums as
yeah,
well.
it's
So
like da, 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 da,
yeah, I
da,
heard
da,
it. I
da.
heard it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds good, man.
Thank you, thank you.
Sounds great. And were you able to track out I don't know what program this is, but were you able to track out the drums and the melody and the sample to each mixer board, each mixer channel?
Yeah. I can actually show that. I think hopefully uh
Is this Ableton?
Cubase.
Cubase, okay.
So it's kind of funny in a way. So this is my sample. I kind of put that down a bit. And my drums here, I put that a little bit below. And I made my melody like -4 dB, so it kind of just like stands out.
Nice. Cool. Thank you, Brandon.
Yeah, no problem.
Jacob, you want to go next?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, cool. Remember, when you're sharing your screen, remember to click the bottom left with share audio as well.
I think I got it. Y'all see my screen?
Yep.
Did you see an island? All right, cool.
What island is this?
This is an island in the Bahamas.
That's Pepper's Island, man. That's his
It's
private
Pep's
island.
It's my private. I don't know. Yeah, I wish it was. But let's play this. Let's see if this works. I did a little bit different chop up, but
United States, President Biden and Vice President Harris, President Biden and Vice President Harris, the peaceful transfer of power that has helped define our nation for more than 200. Biden and Vice President Harris, power. Biden, Harris, power. Peaceful power. Harris, Biden, United States.
I really like what you did, man.
appreciate it.
Really like what you did. So explain your process for this. How did you create the beat?
So I always like to for me personally, I like the beat to mean something or something that I've looked up recently or something. And I saw like a video of Mitch McConnell talking yesterday, and this is not from that, but I was just like, wow, he has a really his voice, I don't know, a weird voice. But then I went and found a clip, and I like to just, I found the beat, and then I rhythmically place some of the words, some of the buzzwords in the clip, with the beat. And it's kind of one of those things where I was like, just let the listener hear it and, rearrange the words and interpret them, the way they want to. I use the Dunno drums, and then I use I downloaded a YouTube video, which is pretty easy. You just go, Google download YouTube videos MP3, and
we do not condone people down. We just Second Line Arts Collective does not condone that, but good for you, Pat.
Okay, well, it's a personal use type of a deal.
Perfect.
And I would like to say, I'm not going to be putting this out or anything, but it's a tool that I can use in my personal home to better understand what the content on the YouTube. So
gotcha. And for the sample itself, did you change because it's kind of hard to create a BPM, to find an original BPM for someone just speaking, of a speech. So how did you chop that up?
I didn't, you can, make it, you can flex the time and stuff, but I didn't really do that. I found the BPM of the actual drums, and then, I just found the cadence in the voice and placed it in the spots that I thought it would sound good, because, most, sort of stylistic tunes where people are singing anyway, people realize that you don't have to put things exactly on the 1, 2, and 3. You can you can leave a little bit of a tension. So the nuance of that tension, you don't always have to flex, the sample. But so I didn't flex it. I could have. There was one part where I did flex it. I think it was a peaceful transfer of power as a pickup.
Yeah.
But that was about it.
Cool. Great job.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, both of you guys, man. Great job, man.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Okay, Seth.
All righty. Well, unfortunately, I didn't go that hard on
That's
my
all right.
beat. All right. This is it exported.
All right, play it one more time. So what did you add on top of the drums?
Yeah, you can kind of, I didn't raise it high enough, but I just added like a rain kind of sound to kind of
Yeah, I
really
heard
give
it.
it like almost like a vinyl kind of cracking sound in a way. So yeah, there was this sample that I got that I just put like a rain noise in the
Gotcha.
back of it.
Gotcha. And for the rain noise, how did you use the technique that I showed you, or how did you use the rain noise? Did you just chop it up, or did you stretch it out?
No, yeah, I stretched it out to
Hey
make it
Seth,
fit.
can you share your project so we can look at it?
Yeah, sure. There it is.
Cool.
So yeah, I stretched it out. There was like more of a
Yeah.
different kinds, but I just kind of made it fit in there. And
Okay.
then
And so with this, all right. So with this one specifically, why did you choose to just take that like cut it in the playlist instead of going through the editor, the sampler that we did last time that I taught you about last class?
oh, I don't know. I guess I'm just so used to Logic and just kind of cutting it that way, and then like fitting it that way. But yeah, I'll probably get used to the other
I'm
side.
just asking. You can do it both. We can do it both ways. Both ways work. The way that with the Edison specifically, you'll be able to manipulate the rain a little bit better, because instead of you can go in and take a specific part, that specific part of the rain sample that you used, and you can manipulate just that part, because you can stretch essentially that part that you use. So, but in this way that you did it, everything that you do to this is done to the rest of everything that's not shown. So it's going to be a little bit weirder. It's going to be a little bit harder to manipulate it in a sense. But
okay, all right, for sure.
It's a great start. Sounds good, Seth.
Appreciate it.
Valerie, were you able to get everything loaded up?
Hey Valerie, can you hear us?
Valerie.
I'm gonna write her in. Doesn't seem like she can hear us. I'm gonna write her in the message.
Okay. All right, let's go. Haywood. Haywood, are you there? All right. Okay. Mason. Oh, no sound. Okay. All right. Mason, are you there? Can everyone hear me? Okay.
Yes, I'm here. I can hear you kind of. My Wi-Fi can up the rain.
Yeah, I hear you. Everybody else can hear you. Maybe it might be something in her settings. I'm trying to problem solve it with her now.
Gotcha. All right. So Mason, if you wanna let's play yours.
I'm actually unable to today because I've been unable to get FL Studio yet.
I'm sorry. I couldn't really understand you.
I'll type it.
Okay. All right. So far, whose iPhone? Does anyone know whose iPhone is?
Oh, that's me, John. I'm sorry. Let me change my name right quick.
Dope name.
All right, John iPhone. Well,
John doesn't. He doesn't have it. He doesn't have it.
Okay.
He's just on this. He's just
checking. He's on an Android.
Gotcha. Okay. All good. Well, in the meantime, I'm going to show you what I did over. I took the liberty of doing this project as well, and I can't just have you guys do the homework and me not do the homework. So I took the liberty of doing this as well. So let's see what I did. Let me share my screen. So this is going to lead into the next step of the next lesson today. So the next lesson, Brandon kind of touched on it a little bit, was, you know, not only adding adding a melody on top of the sample. So that's what we're gonna do today, and also learning how to chop up the drums and not just, you know, loop it. So here's what I did. Let me know if you guys can. Let me just change the settings. I think that'd be all right. Let me know if you guys can hear it. Yeah. Oh, sorry, it's a little. So cool. So so we're gonna like just discuss a couple of things. So whenever I'm making music, remember I was telling you guys about how I'm always making music for thinking about the artist in mind. So when I'm producing, I'm always thinking about sections as well. So in traditional, like, you know, a lot of the traditional music that's out right now, not necessarily jazz, but like R&B, hip hop, a lot of the music that you hear on the radio nowadays, the formula is verse, for a lot of hip hop, it's verse, chorus, out, right? Or it'll be for R&B, there's a lot of the times it's verse, pre-chorus, chorus, verse, a shorter verse, pre-chorus, chorus out. And sometimes occasionally you get a bridge. That's a very occasional. So what I like to do with my projects that I'm working on is I'll always have an intro just so like the artist can, you know, feel it out first and be able to come in soon. And so what I did with the intro, what differentiates each section from the other sections are just adding and taking out instruments. That's all you got to do. A lot of the times a lot of jazz musicians, I hate to say this, but a lot of jazz musicians who are moving into production, a lot of the times they come from a place where they think more is the best way to do, but less is always better in terms of production, because you want to be able to, like, you can say a lot more with a lot less. So these sections here, this intro section, I used. So here's a sample that I use. It's a percussion sample that I added on top of the original drums. So I used the Dunno drums. And I added a percussion sample that I chopped up instead of using the Edison. I'll show you how I did it, you guys. So this is the percussion loop that I used. Cool. So now together, so I'm going to break this down a little bit more. That's the original sample that I used, and I just took. So here's what we do. We're in the Edison right now, right? I just took certain parts from it. See this? Just percussion right here. And I just moved it over. I clicked send to playlist and I sent that to the playlist. Then I took this part right here. Send that to the playlist as well. And the same fourth and same fourth. So now that I did all of that, I have a couple different things to choose from. What I did here is I stretched it a tiny bit out just so that it feels better on top of the music. And so what I did was I added so it's a combination of the different chops that I took, and I just placed them differently. Instead of looping it, instead of doing this, let me bring this over here. Instead of looping it and doing this, stretching it how I was telling you guys to stretch it like that, what I did was I just kept it as original or close to it. I didn't stretch it that much. And I just copied and pasted it along so that I can create like my own drum loop, essentially like my own percussive loop. The next thing I did was, the first thing I did was use the drums the Dunno drums. For the Dunno drums, all I did was the same thing I've been doing with the using the Edison, except sometimes the drums don't line up exactly. So you just go in and you just cut certain parts out of it. I'll show you how I did it. So just use this full thing. So we have these drums here. And then now we're gonna stretch them so that they fit here. So the only difference is, you see what I did here is I moved it over slightly. You can see the difference right here in the two and this is all it is shift and left click just to cut that area right there. And I just moved it over. Shift and left click. Just little subtle things. This helps with lining up the drums so that you can get like a more natural feel on certain things. And that's all I really did for the drums. So let's play the first two again. Let's play the percussion loop that I essentially made from a sample, and let's play the drums as well. And one thing that's important to note is sampling from a sample as well, because what I did was I took the kick, I took the original kick, and I just cut it, and I just put it over here just to give the loop some variety, and I added it to the end. So here's what the kick sounds like without me adding that additional kick. Here's what it sounds like with the kick. Yeah, just so a lot of the times producers who are just beginning, like when they make their loops, they don't give a variety. And like I was saying, it goes back to adding and taking out like minimal things. That one kick just makes it feel a little bit different and doesn't make it feel as monotonous. So now that we have the percussion loop and the drums that I used. So for this course specifically, since it's only we only meet 3 times, I didn't really want to get into buying plugins or Do you guys know what plugins are actually? Brendan, what's a plugin? Could you tell everyone?
I mean, the way I think of it's like an addition. It's an addition to what software you're using. Like I think of it as kind of like sometimes outside of the DAW. Actually, a lot of times it is outside of the DAW, but it's an additional. I want to say like an additional software, additional effects. It could be like an instrument plugin, effects plugin, like a master, like a compressor, things like that.
Yeah.
Anything you load up to basically help what you're doing.
Cool. Yes. So he's right. It's something that it's like a program that you can get from separate from the DAW, and you can there's effects plugins that help in the mixer chain. Remember the mixer chain that we went to here, where you track out each individual instrument. Now there's also plugins that you can use to have new sounds, and so I used a plugin for one of my sounds here, but you guys would have to have paid for the plugin essentially. So I didn't want to have to do that. So what I did was for these purposes, I'll explain what I used. Sorry. I use Kern. So what I did was this one is that it's a free plugin. So if you guys want to download it on your own free time, you're more than likely to. I'll try to put it in the folder. I'll put a link to it in the folder so you guys can download it. But Kern is essentially a plugin that I use. It's a free one, and you can have different sounds on it. It's essentially like an electric. I'll show you guys what it is. It's an electric. You can use different sounds. You can switch your sounds up. You can manipulate it. It's essentially like a synth. I don't know if you guys know what synths are, but yeah, like electric keys. And so I use the Kern for the plugin just to add like the harmony on top of the rhythm that we have so far. So I'll play the harmony by itself. Yep. So you have your rhythm, you have your harmony, and on top, to add to the rhythm, I just made it like some really basic bass note pattern. So now with this bass note pattern, right? I'm gonna teach you guys a cool trick. So if you ever want to if you don't have a plugin or anything to use, what I suggest is, okay, I can't say this because you can't. This is in no way, shape, or form the how representative of
second line
and second line arts. But yeah, what I suggest is going on YouTube. What I personally suggest, not second line arts, going on YouTube, just finding a bass note, one bass note. You can easily find a bass note on YouTube. And what I did was you download that bass note and you can manipulate that bass note using the piano roll here. So for the bass line, what I did was pattern 1, sorry. So I have my original. I found one specific bass note, and then I just stretched it out throughout the entire. And then I created a bass line using the piano roll. So let's play the bass line itself. Sorry. Can you guys hear that popping? Sorry, let me adjust my buffering.
Yeah.
Is it better?
Yeah, that's better.
Okay. Cool. So, yeah. So again, it's the same thing that you want to say. All right. So let's look at the. I'll show you how I essentially did it. Again, it comes back to the Edison playlist. See, there's one bass line, there's one bass note, and you can figure out the key of the bass note in FL Studios as well. All you have to do is go to, you see the marker over here? Go to detect pitch regions, and it should tell you C2 right here. It makes your life easy, but we're all musicians, so we should all, you know, essentially have some competency of the note of what the note is. So, but this is just for like anyone who's like going straight into production and not really musicians, you know.
We all got perfect pitch, bro. Don't do us like that, bro.
But yeah, so let's hear the harmony along with the bass line, just so you can get the feel. Actually, no, let's go. Let's just feel out the rhythm so far. So now let's add the harmony on top of it. The first harmony. So that in those 8 bars, excuse me, those 8 bars are essentially the intro section of the song, right? So next we want to add, I forgot what this is. Yeah, so what I did, right, just to like my technique, what I like to do is just like have things going in the background. I forgot who it was. I'm sorry. Seth, what you did with the rain, I love to add textures on top of my music too, because what it does is it fills the silence sometimes, and it can accent like either the drums or like the melody, or just it adds to the vibe of the music altogether, because sometimes like when you have silence in between stuff, it's like it doesn't hit as well. So what I did was I added some keys on top of it. So, but like they're just light touches, light taps, you know? You barely hear him. Like they're tucked away in the background, but what they do to the song is they give it like some oomph to it, you know? So let's hear it without it, and let's hear it with it. Let's hear it with it. It's barely there, but it adds to it. So now that we finished the intro section, what section do you think should come next? If this is specifically sounds more like an R&B song than anything else, what section do you think should come next?
What do you think, Valerie?
Pre-chorus.
Pre-chorus? Okay, why would you choose a pre-chorus?
That's an R&B song, right?
Mm-hmm. So
no, the verse, the first verse, yes.
Okay.
The intro.
Yeah. So you can either add a verse, you can either add the verse, or go straight into the chorus. You know, it just depends on what comes before it. So like, if there's an intro, I would essentially go to the verse. You're right. But for this one, I just went straight to the chorus, right? So you're right in what you were thinking. You can go. Hey man, music is subjective. You can do whatever you want, right? So
I'm going straight to the end after that, bro. That's it.
So in order to for the audience or for the musician to know, or the whoever I want to be on this to know that I'm going to the chorus, I'm going to add something. I'm going to add a melody on top of that, right? So what I did to add the melody is I added a guitar melody. So let's play from the intro into the chorus, and then you guys tell me where the chorus starts and how you can differentiate when the chorus is. You guys catch the difference between the chorus and the verse? Haywood, what's the difference between the chorus and the intro section?
The intro is like leading up to the chorus.
Yeah, I know, but specifically in this thing that we're doing in this song, what differentiated the two?
Can you play it again?
Sorry?
This is the chorus right here, right?
Well, why do you think it's the chorus right there?
What changed sonically?
The guitar, I think that's guitar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The guitar came in with the lead melody.
Mm-hmm.
So traditionally in, like, you know, popular music, there's going to be a melody that, you know, kind of dictates that it's like the chorus or the hook that everyone wants you to remember. The artist wants you to remember specifically. So the hook is always going to be the catchiest part of the song. You know, like, it's something that people want to. It's called a hook because it hooks the listener in. So we always want that melody to be the catchiest part. You want that melody to stick with the listener. So as a producer, your role is to create a bed. Think of music production as a canvas, right? If you're an artist, if you're like a, you know, graphic artist or whatever, like, think of music production as the canvas that the artist has room to paint over. So like a blank white canvas for the artist, because you want to be able to have like a smooth canvas where the artist can feel comfortable in creating whatever paint strokes that they want to create on top of it. Because without the canvas, the artist cannot create anything. You know, they can't draw whatever is coming to their imagination. They can't draw what their life is reflecting at the time. So that's how I think of music production. So the next section, right? We have that intro section. We have the chorus. Now, can anyone tell me what we're gonna go into the next section? I want you guys to tell me what you think this section is and why. Still on the chorus. So what section is this? Dominic.
Well, if it's following the verse, then it's got to be a chorus, right?
Was that the verse? Was that the verse we just played? That we just started from?
Wasn't it?
Oh, we were on the chorus when we started.
Oh, so then it's the second verse.
The second verse? We didn't get to the first verse yet.
Well, the first verse then.
All right. All right. We got to it eventually. The first verse. And why is it the first verse? Like what sonically differentiated the chorus from the verse?
The chords and the lead guitar both dropped out.
There we go. Chorus and lead guitar dropped out. And so from like a musician standpoint, if you're coming into production, you're like, oh man, I should add things here. I should add things here. No, you wanna create a bed. Again, you want to create an open bed for the artist to do what they want to do over it. If I had this going if I had the chords going the entire time, some artists might like it, some artists won't. But generally, the artists that I've worked with so far, they've wanted me to take out more than to add, you know? So essentially what I did in this one is I took out the chords and I took out the lead guitar because I want the artist to be able to add, you know, because a lot of artists, they can either, if they're really good, they'll add harmony on top of it. They'll add like ad libs. You guys know what ad libs are, right? So
hey, Gengis, I have a question.
Yeah.
So since you took all the harmony pretty much out there, is this more geared towards a rapper, MC, or a singer?
It can be either, because traditionally I would gear it towards like a singer, and a singer can still be able to add a great singer that, you know, if you're working with a singer that's like competent, they'll be able to add harmony on top of that because sometimes they like to add their own harmonies.
Okay.
But it can be used for a rapper as well. Like a rapper could go right there as well. It's, again, music is just like, you know, subjective. You could do whatever you want with this. This is just I'm just giving you guys like a general overview of how to shape, you know, songs that you're creating. Yeah, so here, like Darian said, you can either have a rapper, you can have a singer doing ad libs and doubles and triples and stuff. And then I'm coming back in after, you know, generally like verses are no more than like, you know, 16 to like 24 bars in for the first verse. Second verses are usually shorter. Then like the chorus is usually repeated like once or twice. So what I did was I had 16 measures without harmony or melody, and then I brought in the harmony towards the last 8 measures, just so that it can lead back into the chorus where I have that melody going. you notice how there's no piano here? Now it goes back into the chorus again. So there's different ways you can do it. You can either do like a shortened chorus for the second time, because you already did a full chorus the first time. You can do a shortened chorus the second time, and then maybe even go back into like a bridge sort of, or like like a sort of a bridge you can go into, and then go back into the chorus to lead out. You don't even have to go to a second verse. It's all up to the artist, and it's all up to the producer as well. One thing you have to be, one thing like that's important for you as a producer is being open to ideas that you didn't think of. Like, you know, sometimes if you have something set in your mind, like, oh, this is going to go this way, in terms of, all right, I'm going to have the artist going to come in here, blah, blah, blah. Sometimes the artist can switch it up completely until they can tell me to take out the bass line or whatever, tell me to take out the chords or whatever at a certain points. And then you got to be open to that, and you got to be willing to, you know, make those changes, but at the same time, you know, do what's best for the music, because that's the number one thing. So yeah, just to recap, let's just recap exactly what I did. So can someone tell me what I did to create this percussion loop?
Seth.
Okay. You used, you didn't use Edison,
I did use Edison.
Oh, you did? That's right. You used Edison, but you copied and pasted it to make it like your own beat track.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, you're on the right track with that. I use Edison. I went into Edison and
Oh yeah, that's right. You went into the sample and you took it from, sampled it.
I took different parts of the sample. And then I cut those out, and I moved them over into the playlist, right? And then I created like my own percussion loop. Cool. Can someone tell me what I did for the drums?
Dominic. Dominic, what did he do for the drums?
Like Rick from Rick and
For the drum.
It's like all this Rick got him mortified.
Wait, what'd you say?
There's like this.
What did you do? What did Gengis do for the drums? We're just reviewing everything.
Ooh, can we walk down the knock like that?
Well, for the ones on top, for the percussion they added.
No, for these drums.
It's literally right. You literally.
Oh, that's a loop. He would have, like he did last class, used Edison to create a 2-bar, or no, wait, it looks like a 4-bar loop. No, 1 bar. And, yeah, and then he would have looped it. He would have adjusted the time to get locked in with the time of the track.
Mm-hmm. And then it's something else I did.
You have to pitch it. You have to correct the pitch. Right?
Nope. No, I didn't. You see these cuts here?
Oh, yeah.
So what did I do?
You cut out one of the instruments.
Cut out the instrument? What do you mean by that?
One of the instruments that was playing in the drum in the loop.
Not exactly. So again, the drums didn't line up they didn't line up perfectly in the pitch. So what I did was I cut it and I moved it over just so it can line up a little bit better in comparison to the metronome.
Okay.
All right. So
Yeah.
Can someone tell me what I did for to add the harmony? Like what's the name of the program that I use, the plugin?
Seth wrote in the chat.
I'm sorry, could you repeat that?
I said Seth wrote it in the chat. Kerner.
It was Kerner, right?
Kern,
yeah.
Kern.
Oh yeah, right.
Kerner.
Yeah, it's a free synth plugin. They have like about 30 different synth sounds you can use. It's pretty easy to download. I'll try to put a link to it in the folder. And then
Gengis, Valerie has a question.
Yeah, go ahead, Valerie.
Do you master all your stuff?
I do. I mix and I master as well.
But you're an engineer as well.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes, I'm getting more into that now. But I've been mostly doing production. But I'll mix and master for artists as well.
You're a Renaissance man.
You have to be in this day and age, man, in order to to survive. You have to have multiple streams of income.
Hey, Gengis, we're getting close. So I'm thinking you tell me if this is cool for the next class since the last class.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody, you completely finish your tune, man, your track. You make it intricate, like finish it, like as if you were gonna deliver it to us. Also, if you sing or rap, put it on, I would say go ahead and put it on top. Or if you got a brother that does it, a sister, a cousin, auntie, somebody. I know Pef is gonna bring us something special. So go ahead and make a complete song with multiple layers, melodies, and try to do exactly what Gengis did. Valerie you have a question, Valerie? Okay. How you feel about that, Gengis?
Yeah, no, that sounds good. I would just say, with that, I just say, be ready to describe your process as well, to let me know, like the class, describing to the class essentially exactly how you made the beat. If you want to create a new beat now that you have, I've shown you guys some more techniques and how to do things. If you can do that, or if you want to add on to the one that you've done, feel free to do that. I'll try to add the Kern stuff, the Kern link, so that you guys can have more sounds. If you don't have access to sounds, I can add the Kern link as soon as I can, so that you guys will be able to work on it and have more time to work on it. But yeah, that sounds good.
Perfect. And guys, don't be afraid to use your instruments, like we said in the last class, before Gengis last week in our mixing class, or was that arranging? One of those classes, we were, Valerie plays guitar, so I already know, that's hip, man. And maybe somebody else wants some guitar. Maybe you write Valerie an email and say, hey, Valerie, here's my beat, put some dope guitar on it. And she's going to say, great, that's going to be $3,000. But, or Pef, you need some plastic PVC.
$75, right?
Okay, $75 for Pef. He's cheap, man.
Hey, man, I could get some meal.
All right. Beautiful. So yeah, man, I think I'm excited to hear what you guys come up with for this one.
Man, me too.
Be yourself, be completely original. That's what we want to hear. We want to hear you.
So wait, does everyone here play an instrument?
Yeah, everyone plays.
Or what do you guys play?
I play saxophone.
Saxophone. Pat, what do you play?
I'm in that same camp, mainly an alto sax player.
Nice. Seth?
I play piano.
Nice. Valerie, you play guitar, right?
A little keys too, and I'm getting better on bass, but getting used to it still.
Nice. Dominic, what do you play? Dominic? Is he frozen?
Dominic, you hear us? He plays piano.
He plays piano. All right.
He's playing 2K right now.
John, what do you play?
John plays drums.
Okay, cool. Another drummer.
Piano. A little bit of.
Oh, who is this? Oh, Dominic.
His internet must be freezing up. He plays piano. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Haywood, what do you play?
I play trumpet, but mostly the music I make is rap music.
Nice. So this is right up your alley.
Yeah, it was very helpful too to get around FL because I just got this.
Nice.
So we're gonna hear you first, Haywood, on Friday. So
Wait, what are we doing?
oh Jesus Christ, Haywood.
What are we doing?
You're making a
Make a
song,
trap.
bro. You're gonna make a whole track and a finished, complete track. And if you rap or whatever, you put yourself on it.
Oh, bet I already had that.
Nope, you got to make a new one,
Yeah,
brother.
make a new one.
I already did. I'm already doing all this.
Oh, you're doing it as we go along?
Using the drums that I put in the folder.
No, but like my own music. I mean, can I submit that?
No.
No.
Use the drums in the folder. Yeah.
All right. Hopefully FL works and it doesn't. Well, my computer necessarily doesn't freeze up because I'd like to show that off. But I mean, if that's the case,
so what you do when you after you make the beat and use Gengis's drums, you export it to an MP3, and that's how we'll play it. So your computer can handle that. Cool, Mason.
Yeah, Mason, what do you play?
Mason, you there? Oh, he put a piano up emoji.
Nice. All right. Well, we got like a full rhythm section, and we got a full band here actually.
Oh, can you repeat that to my question because my internet stopped a bit.
Well, what was the question?
If my computer isn't like working and stuff, could I submit something that I already have? Because like I'd love to do this.
Yeah, your first submission should be the new song you work on, and if you can't submit that, then we'll take that. Worst case scenario.
Of course.
Yeah, but Haywood, just do the project, man. You use the drums we did because we know you can do it. So just do it.
Bet.
All right, you guys. Well, thank you guys for tuning in today.
Yeah, y'all. So okay, Gengis, man, thank you so much. This was great, man. And that beat you made, I heard a whole different drum group. Oh, Gengis is a drummer, by the way, and a rapper. And you can check he's got a great song out. You put out last summer. What was the workout song 2 summers ago?
Oh, Work It Out, yeah.
Work It Out. Check it out on check it out on Spotify. Put a link real quick in the chat, Gengis, for the Spotify. He's got a lot of music out, man. Yo, it's really dope. He's an amazing drummer. Like all the chops, all the groove, all of that.
Thank you, man.
The Work It Out tune, that Work It Out song is one of my favorites. I listen to his music all the time, and but that's one of my favorite ones.
I don't know where I'd have to. I'll just put the Work It Out in the folder.
Okay, he'll put it in the folder. Y'all can check it out. But okay, y'all. So we're gonna take an hour break, and then we'll be back after lunch. And so see y'all later. Peace, y'all. Thanks, Gengis.
Yep.
Thank you, Gengis.